Hi, I'm Jessica Spitz for the Harvard Westlake Chronicle, here for the January edition of Quad Talk, where I will be asking students to share their opinions on the new midterm schedule. Do you think overall your stress was reduced as a result of the new system?
Yeah, I think it was. I feel like the way that they did it, also like a lot of the tests didn't count for as much, because I felt like it was also kind of combating like kids who would like do well in a class but get like low grades on a midterm because it was so cumulative. And so I feel like it was like a little bit less stress just simply because also the tests were worth a little bit less. Like I know some of my tests, like in chem, like it was only one test, so I think it was probably less.
As a new sophomore, how was the midterm process for you this year?
I really liked that we had it before the winter break because it kind of gave us a chance to, if we have to cram, we may as well cram before the break so we're not stressing out over break. I thought it was fun because all the teachers kind of, even though it was very new, I think all the teachers had a lot of fun with it too.
What did you think of the puppies and food provided by Prefect Council in the lounge?
I thought that was really nice. I thought that was a really good idea. I mean, I've seen things like that before, and I think it kind of brought up spirits anyway, just because like people actually got really into it, and I think it was pretty nice.
Well, personally, I thought it was just them trying too hard, but I think it definitely helped some people. I don't think it made it less stressful. I just think it made it more fun, I guess.
Obviously, one of the more controversial aspects was that teachers weren't allowed to talk to their students after the first day of testing for that subject. So how did that pan out practically?
Well, I think it felt bad on the teacher's part. I didn't actually have it. I can't really address it because I never had a student who desperately wanted to see a teacher and was faced with, no, I can't help you. I think the concept was frustrating, but I don't think in practice there were people pounding on doors and going, talk to me, I need help, and they couldn't give it to them. It put teachers in an awkward position, but it made some sense. I think it's part of the mixed reviews on the doing it by period as opposed to doing it by subject.
I feel like, I don't know, like it was kind of hard because for physics, like especially for physics, I wanted to meet with my teacher and I had questions before the test, but at the same time, like it didn't really affect, like I figured, like I talked to my peers instead of meeting with the teacher, which is fine, but I would have rather have been able to have the opportunity to meet with the teacher.
Did you like taking the tests in our own classrooms, like during the periods that we had the classes, or did you like taking it in the gym according to subject?
I did like it taking in the classrooms. I think that was definitely better. The gym, just that atmosphere just makes it so stressful. Well, if it's too cold or if it's too hot or everyone around you, the microphone, I think the classroom setting definitely made it more warm and enjoyable for the kids. Not enjoyable, but yeah.
I thought that was like one of the best parts of it. I think that environment is kind of a little bit more stressful. It feels like a bigger deal. Even though the test might have been equally as hard, I felt like because it was in a smaller classroom, it felt like on a smaller scale, and so it was a lot less stressful in that kind of way.
How was it for the seniors, do you think, who were getting early college decisions during the same time as midterms?
I think we were worried that would be more of an issue than I think it was. I think because they didn't feel quite as big a deal, maybe it allowed someone to take less than great news and then walk into their classroom and take a test as opposed to walking into what felt like my future on the line. So I don't really think that turned out to be as much of an issue as we thought it would be.
Well, I heard back from my schools before midterms, so kind of didn't really study that much for midterms after I found out.
So would you think that this would be a good thing to implement next year again?
Yes, I do. But I think they should make more standards on what the tests count for and make it more uniform rather than all the classes being different. And I definitely think that they should find a way to end the semester at the midterm rather than continue it after the semester. I think that was definitely didn't make it feel like a midterm.
How do you hope that this is implemented next year, like in regards to changes or keeping it how it is right now?
I have a feeling that given the reactions, we might end up doing it definitely before break, but maybe a little more department by department. That's my sense.